Hey, it's nomadicMadman. Today I stopped in Weatherford, Oklahoma. It's at the Stafford Air and Space Museum. I had been here before quite a few years ago. At that time, I think they even had the space shuttle inside, if memory serves. Anyways, we're gonna walk around and take some video of some of the stuff here at the Stafford Air and Space Museum. This is on the outside. This is the A-10 Thunderbolt. This is the F-15. It's pretty cool. I guess this is where they would hook up the missiles. Looks like they've improved the place. They've added a playground so people can come and bring your family and have lunch and let the kids play. And there's that one right there. I don't know what that is, but it's something. Looks like a trainer. But they have this whole playground looks brand new. All right. And I don't know what capsule this is. It kind of looks like the bottom piece of the Mercury. It's not big enough for Apollo or the Gemini, I wouldn't think, but, and obviously it's not all there. Well, maybe it is. Let's see what it is. It's probably the Mercury. That's the Apollo command module. Wow. That's that's not very big. Oh well. I guess I was wrong. And I don't know if they had bolted them in. Maybe. All right, let's go in. General Thomas P. Stafford. Astronaut, author, test pilot, fighter pilot. F-16. Sidewinder missile. Hey, there's Forrest Fenn. This is MiG-21R. Soviet Union. It's really crammed in here. This looks like a test plane, test jet. T-38 Talon, the world's first supersonic training aircraft. As a test pilot, astronaut Stafford would experience many near misses, but none as close as the one he had in one of the T-38s he was testing at Edwards Air Force Base. The Martin Baker Mk-7 ejection seat.
Now, Tomasky, who built the engine for this, didn't quite understand how he could get the compression of the ducts. So what he did was rather unique. It was rather unique design. You'll see this sharp point going out the nose, that green color that goes out. When you get up to Mach 1.6, a hydraulic ramp shoots out to a given position, and that pushes the shock wave further out to reposition it. So you take off, and as you go, you get up to about 1.6, and then this pops out. It's like you had a second afterburner. You get pushed back and it goes right on out to Mach 2. Conversely, as you slow down from Mach 2, come out of afterburner and start in, you come down to about Mach 1.6 and you go forward on your shoulder harness, because then where the shock wave comes to the air inlet duct, and slow on down. So it's really unique. It's a two-position spike that goes in and out. This plane was so unique and popular that the Soviets licensed it out to a lot of their colleagues there in the Warsaw Pact, and they got assembled and built under in Czechoslovakia. They licensed it to the Chinese. The Chinese built a lot of them. This was probably more fighter planes, at least equal to World War II fighter planes. The latest data I saw, there's over 13,000 of these airplanes built in various places around the world. And this was a favorite plane for the Soviets to export to their friends and sell. But this was the main Soviet fighter at the height of the Cold War. This aircraft came to the United States, originally owned by Flight Systems, which is a division of Tracor. I was on the board of directors of Tracor, and they bought 8 of these planes that were anticipated they would bid against a proposal that the Air Force and one that the Navy had for, they wanted a dissimilar type of aircraft so the pilots could see one of the main adversaries they're flying in. So, but neither the Navy or the Air Force ever let a contract for a MiG-21 like that. So these were sitting around excess. So I persuaded the chairman to donate that here to the Stafford Air and Space Museum, and he shipped it in. Here's a mannequin flight suit I had for the flight test center, my boots. Also, it's just a mannequin. All the ones that grew special very working on that. We can explain to you.
F-86 Sabre. Piloted by famed test pilot Air Force Captain Chuck Yeager, the small rocket-powered aircraft zoomed to the altitude of 43,000 feet and the speed of slightly more than 700 miles per hour, just fast enough at the altitude for the aircraft to exceed the speed of sound.
Launched on July 15, 1975. The Apollo carried the docking adapter necessary for the two craft from different nations to dock. On July 17th came the famous handshake in space.
Here. Glad to see you. Here. What's your right? That's a Rosh den. Sovietski Soyuz, Sovietski Stata.
The crews spent time on each other's spacecraft doing experiments, eating, and enjoying the company. The two commanders told the people on Earth their thoughts.
This is the results of the determination, the cooperation, and the efforts by the governments of the two countries, by the managers, engineers, and all the workers involved. It's been a very rewarding experience.
It was a great success, with both countries feeling a greater optimism about the future. The splashdown on July 24th, 1975 was our last splashdown, with the space shuttle already under development. It was fitting that Tom Stafford ended his astronaut career on a mission that ended the first phase of America's manned spaceflight, and also began the thawing of the Cold War, the very thing responsible for the moon race. Apollo Soyuz, daytime in space.
I think I saw this on Space Odyssey.
Tom Stafford represented the U.S. in the free world, commanding a mission for daytime in space, known as the Apollo Soyuz test project. Commanding the Soviet side of the flight was Alexei Leonov, first man to walk in space. His flight engineer was Valery Kubasov, a deep-sight advanced brain serving in the American Army. Born in a regular space mission, this flight opened numerous doors.
The Apollo docking system was a marvel of engineering. It allowed two massive spacecraft, the command module and the lunar module, to link up. I think I've seen this. That's pretty cool. Buzz's autograph. That must be the camera. That's a big lens. Buzz was here.
Top Stafford first, U.S. in the free world, commanding the mission for daytimes in space.
Oh, food. What's to eat? Bacon bar, cereal bar, day 11 meal C, date fruit cake, and extra beverages are over there.
More than a regular space mission, this flight opened numerous doors between the U.S. and the USSR. By leading that effort, the Soviet people became well acquainted with Thomas Stafford.
Born in astronaut office by Thomas Stafford.
The Apollo carried the docking data necessary for 2 craft from different nations to dock.
There's a flag that was carried by Apollo 10 lunar module Snoopy in May 1969. I was 5. This is a simulator. For the space shuttle. I love this museum. Nobody here. I mean, and there's a few people in the other part, but it's nice and quiet today. Okay, the landing gear. Are the wheels, tires. These look like these tiles, maybe for the shuttle, I'm not sure. I don't think they're, well, let's see, where's it describe them? There are about 24,300 unique tiles individually fitted on the orbiter. The tiles are not mechanically fastened to the vehicle, but glued to pads with silicone adhesive. Oh, more food. Shortbread cookies, shrimp cocktail. Wait, yeah, there's shrimp in there. The powerhead is the heart of the SSME space shuttle main engine and consists of the main injector and 2 preburners or small combustion chambers, liquid oxygen and hydrogen, and are partially burned in the preburners, generating hot gases. The liquids continue to move through the ducts into the main combustion chamber, while the gases created in these chambers drive the high-pressure turbo pumps, which give the shuttle thrust. Space shuttle fuel cell. Space shuttle leading edge carbon full scale. think that's a splashdown. Oh, there's a parachute. I'm not sure what that is. What? I think I've gone in circles. Okay, that's the Apollo. That's 3 seats. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a glass right there. Houston. Houston, we have a problem. This is Lieutenant General Stafford. Apollo surviving a delayed rescue. The Apollo survival kit provided 48 hours of survival supplies for the 3-man crew. Displayed are contents of 1 of 2 rucksacks. A machete? That might be just in case there's jungle on Mars. No. Oh.
If anything goes wrong, you die. That's all there is to it. So what was this one?
Oh, JFK!
And here's one of the engines. I have a picture from 15 years ago of me in Florida standing by one of the Apollos. I look kind of geeky, but I'll include it here. Or dorky. All right. This is the Soviet NK-33 rocket engine. Saturn V inertial platform. This key unit was a key component in keeping Saturn V pointed in the right direction after launch relative to the launch pads, as well as any changing in acceleration. These crawlers that take the rocket out, they look a lot bigger than what I saw yesterday. Yeah, they are. The tracks obviously are bigger than that big shovel I saw yesterday. These things are so big I can't get them in the camera. Everything's numbered. I don't know where the number list is. Snoopy and Charlie Brown and the Apollo 10 mission.
feet at 1. -1. -1. 6% fuel. 10 feet, -1. 8 feet, -1. Contact. Man. Okay, Houston, the Falcon is on the plane at Hadley. Roger, roger, Falcon.
Apollo was the answer to President Kennedy's challenge. Apollo 7 returned America to space after the Apollo 1 tragic fire. Apollo 8 took man to the moon for the first time. Mission accomplished. These 3 men returned to Earth to meet
The launch vehicle for the Gemini, which is the medium-sized rocket, a Titan II. I think, let's see, I forgot who went up in the Gemini. I'll know it in a minute. This is the Gemini. He circled the Earth. First person to circle the, well, what was his name? It'll tell us right here. Gemini spacecraft flown. This one was piloted by astronaut Thomas P. Stafford. This looks like a good ride. Oh, there's 2 seats. I guess it's... Oh yeah, okay, the Mercury is 1 seat. Mark 6 nuclear warhead. Ooh. Carried the 9 megaton W3 thermonuclear warhead. Warhead weighed 8,380 pounds and had a range of 5,500 miles and traveled at 15,000 miles an hour. I don't know if this is an artist rendition or if that's a natural. I don't know. Here's another Gemini. 1926, the first manned space flight rendezvous. Gordon Cooper, Walter Schirra, Aurora 7 is Malcolm Carpenter, Friendship 7 is John Glenn, Liberty Bell 7 is Gus Grisham, Freedom 7 is Alan Shepard.
This right here is not working. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, Friendship 7. John Glenn, that's who I was trying to think of. Mercury.
America's answer to the Soviet space station was the one-man Mercury spacecraft. The original 7 astronauts became heroes to a country deeply entrenched in the Cold War. The first 2 Mercury flights, with Alan Shepard and Gus Grissom, lasted only 15 minutes each. But John Glenn took Friendship 7 3 orbits around the Earth in February 1962. In September of 1962, Weatherford's Thomas P. Stafford joined NASA when the second group of astronauts was announced. After Scott Carpenter and Wally Schirra gave us more confidence in the Mercury spacecraft with their 2 flights, we were ready for a full day in space. Shawnee, Oklahoma's Leroy Gordon Cooper proved man could survive in space for a full day in May of 1963. When it was time for re-entry, Cooper had to manually fly his Fate 7 spacecraft after the automatic systems had failed. Mercury, it proved we could function and survive in space.
These are future ships, I guess. Okay. That thing right there is a Goddard rocket, 1926. And they have Russian rockets. Oh, some Chinese ones. Looks like the space shuttle is not here anymore. Amelia Earhart. Charles Lindbergh. I once heard that he flew into the town that I went to high school in Missouri. But I don't know where I heard that. It might not even be true. But I'll say it anyways. Because if I believe it's true, then (1927) non-stop flight across the Atlantic. I think I did the museum backwards. Oh well. I think I was supposed to start here. Oh well. I like to start at the end. Oh yeah, there's a sign. Your tour starts on the right. I went on the left. So just remember that if you come here, go right.
I got a video.
All right, it's nomadicMadman. Just completed my tour. I had thought the space shuttle was here at one time, but I just talked to someone and they said she didn't think it was here before. So I might have been confusing when I went to Florida to Kennedy Space Center. I think it was Kennedy Space Center. I went there a number of years ago before I was making YouTube videos. So maybe I saw it there, but I could have swore it was here. Anyhow, I'm done. I'm gonna hit the road. I think I'm gonna go find lunch or dinner, maybe in Texas, get a big steak. Hang tight.